Hi there, I am Melissa Cady, the Challenge Doctor, and on the last video I had mentioned the quote or the motto that I typically go by, which is challenge your health before your health challenges you. And if you think about it, as we get older, how often do you see someone, for instance, you'll see a typical older person that maybe hasn't been as active. They tend to have a shorter gait, really short steps, really tight hamstrings, really hasn't, you can pretty much tell they haven't had great range of motion throughout their life. And the reality is your connective tissue, your fascia, however you want to describe it in layman's terms or not, is that it tends to get tighter. And so some people more than others, there's no straight rule for, a general rule for everybody. But if you don't use that range of motion, you'll find that you typically will lose a little bit of that range if it gets tighter over time. So if you challenge your health in the way of trying to keep a little bit of flexibility, whether it's yoga or just using free range of motion at home, you can spend a few minutes doing the opposite of reversal patterns like I've talked about before, just kind of working in ranges that you're typically not doing repetitively every day. Your body is constantly getting some input and getting some idea of what it's used to, so it's prepared for it. So flexibility is huge. You don't want to be that person that has those short, tight hamstrings or other tissues that aren't ready for maybe a big step, maybe you hit the curb or you need to be able to catch yourself. If you're not able to extend your step, then you'll probably fall on your face or break your wrist, or various other things. So another issue is strength. I'm in my 40s, so after you get past your 20s or 30s, you start losing muscle if you're not using it. So a little bit of frequency. It doesn't have to be, every single day. You don't have to be an Olympian to maintain some level of strength, but a little bit of strength will carry you a long way. And it doesn't have to be a lot, but you have to challenge yourself enough where it's beyond your typical just routine, walk to the car, get in the car, go to work. Those basic necessities of strength. You need to just take it up a little bit to kind of fight off that decline in your actual strength and losing muscle. It's not uncommon to see a lot of people as they get older. I mean, even Arnold Schwarzenegger and some other people, obviously he's not doing the same routine as before, but you can see a decline in the size of the muscle. It tends to atrophy. So you have to kind of battle that and challenge against that. Otherwise, you're just going to go downhill. And we all go downhill. The question is, how fast do you want to go downhill? You either have a little bit of pain now or a little bit of challenge now to avert the pain later, which will be against your own will. So if you will yourself to actually challenge yourself, maybe work on a little bit of strengthening, a little bit of flexibility. The other thing by actually doing those two things in different ways is, whether it's in a class or a structured just routine that you do for yourself, you're actually engaging I'm sorry, I just got bit by an ant. Anyway, so you actually activate your nervous system to pay attention and to give you feedback and have some joint awareness and general awareness for, your body be prepared for those movements. So you're activating your nervous system in a way that helps it be a little bit better as you get older. You want to have balance, and that's part of, avoiding falls and breaking your hip. The outcomes in that as you get older are horrible. So a little bit of strength, a little bit of flexibility, a little bit of activating the nervous system to actually be really good at balancing. And it doesn't have to be huge. 5 minutes to 10 minutes a day, even if it's just a little bit of balance type activities in between doing your strength training. And your strength training could just be your own body weight, but used in a different way. So maybe one day I'll go through some of those things I do for myself. But your strength, your flexibility, activating the nervous system in a different way is going to be huge for you to challenge yourself, to keep yourself from going downhill. And remember, again, we're all going to go downhill. We don't want to admit that, but it's reality, and you actually have the ability to bump that decline up a little bit so it's not so drastically downhill. Because once you injure yourself and you're less resilient because you didn't work on all those things, the harder you're going to hit and the worse your quality of life will be later in life. So it's really hard to prove to people, but these little insidious pieces or processes in your life, they will accumulate just like weight and other issues in life. So until next time, challenge your health before your health challenges you, and I will see you in another Facebook Live soon. Bye-bye.